So, and
Yeah.
was it? You know, it was quite an. It was one of the early long movies as well, because most movies were about an hour and 20 minutes, um, or an hour and 30 minutes.
Gone with the Wind
Um,
was 4 hours.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're true.
Lawrence of
What am I
Arabia was
saying?
4 hours.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying the
I think
first,
it
but
was unusual.
yeah,
It was unusually long at the time. Well, I mean,
yeah.
but it's a funny thing. The length of films is like
Mm,
runtime is an interesting sort of fashion around that because like at the
yeah.
moment, I mean, back then, yeah, I mean, most of the time a film over 3 hours is it's a long film. A film over two
Yeah.
hours for some
Mm.
people think 90
Well,
minutes
that's
is
what I'm
long
saying.
enough,
At
but
that time in the early 90s and mid 90s, you didn't get that many long films. They were all
yeah,
around
it's fair,
about sort of like within
especially a
two
big
hours. Yeah.
especially a big Hollywood sort of
Yeah.
production with lots of
Exactly.
stars who
Hmm.
we'll get to later, and a name director and everything who's got the clout
But
to get it made because he's won an Oscar, he's had a few hits, and he's done,
yeah.
he's kind of, and we'll talk about him in a minute as well.
Mm. Um, I mean, in some ways, it's kind of weird. We can say this now because we're living in a streaming period where
That's
most of us
changed the game,
do
hasn't it?
watch movies at home, and of course,
Mm.
again, when we had VHS and DVD, you could just pause, you could just stop, go toilet, come back,
Yeah,
carry on.
make a cup of tea.
You could, yeah. Not so much in video. DVD kicked it off because you could easily pause a DVD much more than
I can
stopping
pause
a
a video.
video. I know you could, but it just
It's not as
felt
clean though, is
wrong.
it? It's kind
No,
of like
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
stuck
But
in
I think the
suspended
point I was
animation. Um,
I think the point I was trying to make though about
mm,
runtime is that I think it interestingly nowadays the fashion for runtimes, it seems to be big epic summer blockbuster type movies,
yeah,
whether it's Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Marvel, whatever.
yeah,
They all tend to be at least 2 to 2.5 hours
yeah,
long, at
exactly.
least. Some of them
Yeah,
over three.
yeah.
And I think that's really interesting because like it's
Mm,
almost like bringing the roadshow experience back to try and make cinema go into
mm.
the cinema into an event again.
Yes, yeah.
Or, whatever. But interestingly, I think I've noticed the opposite trend with kind of smaller, kind of independent and art house kind of movies. They tend to be like 90 minutes tops.
Yeah.
No, no,
Hmm.
or certainly no more than 2 hours. Like a lot of really a much longer film seems to be less common
Do
in that
you
sort
do
of
you feel that
area.
Hollywood does this as a fashion? If you look at
Um,
decades, past decades, that there was a period where, and we're in the period now of the long movie, of the long
mm,
big Hollywood blockbuster. Whereas, if we went back 10 years or 15 years, there weren't so many. I mean, Lord of the Rings was a big, big epic, and that was.
mm.
But again, when that came out, there weren't that many other long movies.
I think Lord of the Rings, because it made so much money,
Yeah.
because it made like $3 billion or whatever
Mm.
between them. I think that's probably like the studios went, oh, so people will sit in a
So
cinema for
it's
4 hours
exactly, and then yeah, they're going,
if
okay, we
it's
can get away
you
with
know
this. So,
yeah. I mean,
um,
but it's not
but
really in their interests, though, is
yeah,
it? Because to make films that long, commercially speaking, because
mm,
the longer a film is, the fewer screenings you get, the less money you make.
yeah,
So it
I
doesn't
know.
really make sense. You think they'd be wanting to make them shorter?